everyone, this is Darren, also known as Bombadil from No Guts, No Galaxy, and I'd like to welcome you to the MechWarrior Online devlog number 4. This is our chance to get to know the developers and hear directly from them on the past, present, and future of MechWarrior Online. In this episode, we'll hear from the devs on such topics as clan Warhorns, modules, and weapons, as well as matchmaker and balance updates. Let's jump right in with our first question for Matt Newman, producer for MechWarrior Online. Clan Warhorns, what are they and how do they work?
A Warhorn is a mounted cockpit item that has a physical representation in your cockpit. And when you take it into battle and you get a kill, it's going to play a sound. Some of them are even animated. You can really look at the heavy metal. Right now when you get a kill, it plays some music. And that's exactly what a Warhorn is going to do, except for you'll have an actual cool speaker in your cockpit as well. And if you equip it on the heavy metal, the Warhorn sound will override the heavy metal sound.
Our next question is for Alex Schmidt, game designer for MechWarrior Online. What are the unique clan bonus modules and how do they work?
Clan modules are designed for the clan pack, which means they will also be released with the clan pack. We will have 5 different modules, 2 weapon modules and 2 normal mech modules. The 2 weapon modules are, one will increase the rate of fire of the AMS, so you can take down more missiles. And the second one will improve the narc, so increase range and increase duration. With the 3 mech modules, we'll have one that reduces fall damage, one that will make you move faster when you lost a leg, and one that, if an enemy has target on you or targeted you, and you move out of sight, that target will be instantly lost, so there's no decay anymore. If you've pre-ordered one of the clan packs, depending on which clan pack, you will get some or all of these modules, together with a unique visual and or audio effect.
Next, Paul Inouye, lead designer for MechWarrior Online, shares some information on the upcoming clan weapons as well as the current state of general game balance.
Clan weapons. There's not much of an update here. I've already explained in some command share posts and with some interviews that the clan weapons are going to be changed from their basic lore implementation. For example, the autocannons are going to be shooting in burst fire mode, the LRMs will be in stream fire mode. We have lasers, which are going to have longer duration times. One of the things that we were talking about was the clan LPX having switchable ammo types. Right now we found a problem that's inherent with our weapon system that's not allowing us to actually have a weapon, an ammo swap type. We are looking into possible other solutions and we'll let you know as soon as we find out what we can do there. What it's currently looking like is that we are going to be dealing with a mixture of a LBX and an actual clan autocannon. Not a clan ultra autocannon, but an actual clan autocannon. So basically, instead of being able to switch ammo types, you'll be switching weapon types. There hasn't been a lot of going on in terms of general balance in the game right now. There's 2 reasons for this. Is that one, we have a tournament running right now and we cannot change the gameplay mechanics while that tournament is running. But we are actively looking into the SRM issue. There's a thing out there called the Buckton fix. Brian's still looking into that. We're also looking to make sure that it's going to propagate properly across the network in terms of host state rewind and hit registration. The autocannon nerf that we did to the AC2, you can expect that to start coming into effect for all autocannons. So that's the AC5, AC10, and the AC20. What we're going to be doing is bringing in the range of all the autocannons so to make them more of a brawling weapon, which they should be. The AC2 and AC5s will still be viable at long distance, it's just that they're not going to be punching out as much DPS. There's been some concern over artillery and air strikes. We are looking at trying to balance that out a little bit. What might be happening is that there's a little bit of excessive damage happening in terms of the area of effect splash damage. We're going to look into that, and if that's not the cause, then basically what we're going to do is probably reduce the overall damage amount. One of the things that is still a concern is that some people are saying that there's a lot of registration hits basically directed to the head based on an air artillery strike. Now, one thing I have to caveat with is that the air and artillery strike is actually hitting the head. It's not splash damage that's killing you. It's not like some weird thing happening. It's an actual shell hitting you in the head that blows up your mech. But we'll look into that. If it requires us to reduce the amount of damage done to the head, we will do it, right? But we are looking into it. One other thing that is currently on the table, and Alex Schmidt is actually working with the engineers on this, is re-looking at the way mechs take damage when they fall. Now that's things like a light mech taking way more damage than a heavy mech when they drop off the same height. Now this is going to be based on a scalar system, so the bigger the mech, the more damage you're going to take. Smaller the mech, it all depends on how much altitude you're going to be dropping from.
And finally, Russ Bullock, president of Piranha Games, gives us a status update on the matchmaking system.
Okay, everybody wants to know about what's going on with the matchmaker. I'm happy to give you this update. I know it's been one of those items that are very, very tough, very challenging. Matchmaker, I think, is one of those hot subjects on almost any game anyone will ever play. It's a very difficult subject, and I think there's always so many opinions on how things should work. But in particular, we've been working a lot on it lately, as you know, because we have a new design, which the very cumbersome name of 3333, which is, I guess we're starting to call 4x3 now. That has been something that was a part of the launch module design, as you know. Launch module came and went, and all the private match window stuff worked very well, and obviously that's been a big success for us, and we're using that for the tournament system now. So even though there's so many areas we'd like to improve it, a lot more things we'd like to add in for the options of the various private match windows, basically that aspect worked out very well. But the other side of it being the 4x3 aspect for the public matches, that has not gone over very well. And we can, I guess, first off fully admit that we're disappointed with where things are right now. I'd like to explain to you guys sort of how we got to this position. First of all, I want to share some of the good news. As you've seen us lately in the last several patches, we've had a public test. We've run through a number of parameters in live after we've run the servers and tested a number of things. We've tested the 4x3s. We quickly ran a 4x, well, basically 4 as we called it, so no more than 4 per class, 1 group per side, and we've run a lot of combinations, and we've really improved our telemetry to kind of gather as much data as possible. First off, one of the challenges is that public test isn't providing us the information we need. Even with some incentive in getting 400 plus people onto public test server, it's just not it's not like the thousands that we have on live that can get us the real data. So that's been challenging. But some of the good things we've seen is that we were really worried that would player behavior change? Would people begin to play more mediums, more lights, and to balance out those queues, which is really necessary for something like 4x3 to be effective and even to prove to be viable. The good news is, from our perspective, that is proving to be true. With the latest patch, we had the queue window that showed how many mechs were in each queue, and player behavior really showed that it went from as low as 11% on lights and stuff to pretty much a fairly even queue size across all 4 disciplines. So that was very positive. And when the matches for 4x3 were kicking off, the quality of the matches really was undeniable. I mean, it was really fun, really competitive, and you could just tell that the design behind 4x3 is solid, that it's a viable game mode, player behavior did adjust to match it, and that from our perspective, it works. It's a successful design. But the problem was that, unfortunately, implementing 4x3 in the current matchmaker code system just wasn't working. So that's where you get the long wait time. So the side effects of having it turned on were just too great to live with. And it's all based upon how the matchmaker was written. Too complex to get into here, not that I'd even understand it necessarily, but got really smart guys explaining it to me, and it's just not it's not viable within the current matchmaker code. So that's where the bad news comes in. It means we do need to have a rewrite of the matchmaker in order for the 4x3s to properly work. So that's where the unknown ETA aspect comes in. I don't know at this moment. I've got some of our best guys planning the rewrite right now. A side note would be that this was really an unavoidable thing. We have community warfare coming up shortly, as you guys know. That's our main focus. As soon as we get the clan mechs out, we're going to be heavily focused on community warfare, and that was always going to require a level of a rewrite on the matchmaker as it is for the new faction-based matchmaking. So in order to support community warfare and to properly support 4x3s, we are going to have to do a rewrite. All I can promise you for now is that we will give you an update in the next 2 weeks from the time you see this video to give you an update on our ETA for the matchmaker rewrite. At least enough of a rewrite so that we can properly support the design features of launch module, which is really 4x3 in the public queue. So the quick summary is, no one should be really thinking that the 4x3 design philosophy has failed, or that has proven that it's not viable. It actually has been the opposite. We've been very happy with the way player behavior has changed and the way a 4x3 looks and plays and feels, and we feel very confident in the design feature. Unfortunately, in that discovery process, we found out that the current way that Matchmaker was written cannot support 4x3, so we are undergoing the rewrite right now. Unknown ETA. I'll get you guys an update on an ETA in the next couple of weeks, and this is something that we were going to have to do anyhow with the community warfare faction-based matchmaking. So that's where we're at with Matchmaker. For the time being, you get to play with the same thing that you've been playing with for a while, and I can't wait to get you guys 4x3 as soon as we can, because it's really fun. Thanks.
And that concludes the MWO Devlog number 4. Be sure to stay tuned for future vlogs, including more information on the development of MechWarrior Online, community spotlights, and the exciting future of the MWO competitive scene. On behalf of Piranha Games and No Guts No Galaxy, thanks for watching, and until next time, Mech Warriors.